Good morning, Stitchers. Welcome to my channel. My name is Joanne, and I am the Eclectic Stitcher, and I'm coming to you from Florida. Yay! Um, Today is Friday, July 19th. Welcome. If you are new here, this channel is about cross stitching. Welcome. If you like what you see, feel free to um, hit like and subscribe, or whatever you like to do. I like to interact with all my viewers. So if you have any questions or just want to comment or say hello, you can do that below. And I appreciate that. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the interaction. If you've been with me for a while, thank you for continuing to come back. I really appreciate that you continue to watch me and comment and just kind of interact with me. So thank you so much. I really enjoy this cross stitch community, and I'm so glad that I can come to you a couple times during the month to share what I am stitching on. So the last couple of weeks have been so busy. I have been busy. Not so much with stitching, but just a lot of things going on. Well, not a lot of things going on, but um, the last time I recorded was the beginning of July. I think it was July 5th, which was a Friday. And that weekend, or that day, I headed out to Be Treat, which is a retreat hosted by Crafty Framers in Ellenton, Florida. So it's about an hour and a half away. So that was what I did during 4th of July weekend is I was at Bee Treats. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. It was great. It was amazing. Met a lot of people and just kind of built relationships and friendships, and we look forward to seeing each other hopefully again. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. First off, today, July 19th, if you have not heard of Midsummer Stitch, which is hosted by Lindy Stitcher. Stephanie, she is the host of Jingle Ball, which, by the way, I'm wearing my Jingle Ball 2023 shirt. I did join Jingle Ball last December, and so I, I really enjoyed that. Met a lot of Zoom friends there, Stitchy friends. But she's doing today this weekend, so it starts tonight at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, and I think it runs through midnight tomorrow, Saturday. So if you have not heard about Midsummer Stitch, it is an online Zoom retreat. Stephanie has a couple surprises for us, and she'll have guests, and she has stitchy tables that you can go in and Zoom stitch. She'll have some classes that you can join in, and just lots of things. This retreat, it's only $8, you guys. You can't beat that. Just buy your ticket, join in, and you get lots of good things to from she does this thing called speed dating, where you talk to another stitcher from all over the world for 2 minutes and you kind of interact with each other for a couple minutes. So lots of great things. So if you were not part of Jingle Ball, but you kind of want to get a little taste of what Jingle Ball's about, come to her Midsummer Stitch. It's great, awesome. I can't wait. So that's where I'll be this weekend, just kind of chit chatting in the Zoom groups. If you're going to be there, look for me. I will be in rooms. I am one that I kind of jump around different rooms because, just want to meet people. And if I find a room that I really like, I'll stay there longer. During Jingle Ball, I met a group of ladies that we've we've kind of stick together in Zoom, and we meet once a month on Zoom, and we've kind of become, what do you call these, the lurkers. So look out for those lurkers. um, Great group. So we'll probably try to meet up in a room, and just have fun. When you can't go to a face-to-face retreat, which I don't do very often. And I will talk about, like I said, Bee Treat, and there's also another treat coming up that I'll talk about. But I don't get to go to face-to-face retreats all the time. So anytime I can join in on a Zoom retreat, I'm all in, because you are still interacting with people, you're still stitching, you're still getting to know other stitchers, you're getting ideas. So it's great. So if you can be there, come to Midsummer Stitch. Um, no, I am not. Lindy Stitches, Stephanie is not paying me to announce this. I am just excited that I want to talk about it. And a lot of people, um, a lot of stitches and floss tubers have talked about this. So I'm just really excited. So I needed to mention it. No, this is not a paid promotion for Lindy Stitches. This is Joanne telling you about this great thing coming up. So that's happening today. Another thing that's starting today, I don't know if you follow Hands on the Sign. I mean, who doesn't follow Kathy Haberman? But she, in collaboration with Nicole Spohr and Chantel One for One, came up with a stitch along, and they're calling it the Hygge Holiday. I will talk about that here in just a little bit. I'll show you what it is, but they came up, Kathy Haberman from Hands on the Sign came up with a holiday sampler. Um, and so they're starting their stitch along today, and I'll give you more information about that here shortly. So that's also starting today, which I will probably be stitching on that. I'll start that tonight. I'll show you my haul on that. So yeah, so lots of things to talk about. Um, got a few whips, and like I said, I didn't do a whole lot of stitching the last couple of weeks, but I have done some stitching and just some great things. Let's see, where am I going to start? Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I know a lot of you are only here for the stitching part, I am going to go through my whips first. I'll go through my whips, I'll talk a little bit about that, and then after I do my whips, I'm going to talk to you, I guess, life updates. I don't really do life updates, but I do want to kind of talk a little bit about Bee Treat. I want to show you some uh, haul, and just some little things that I got at Big Treat. So I think what I decided is I'm going to go ahead and do the whip, so that if that's all you're here for, then you can just kind of sign off and go watch somebody else, or you can hang around with me afterwards. Okay, so let's start with that. My first whip that I'm going to show now, I have this on my Q-snap. I started this is one of my red, white, and blue birthday sal. If you remember, I mentioned in my last couple videos that my birthday was July 12th, and so for the month of July, I am stitching red, white, and blue, and so I came up with about 8 or 9 whips that I had that are patriotic related, or theme charts, and so that is what I've been stitching on. And so this first one is called, or this is USA Gnome. This is Gnome by Wonderland UA. Um, so I started this yesterday or the night before. I have not put a lot of stitches in, but I will tell you, it's still on my Q-snap because, like I said, it's been slow. I've been busy, but I have some start. Um, And I'm sorry, Miss Deborah. No, not Deborah. Miss Donna. If you're watching me, Miss Donna, I know that this is not a lot of content for you to show, but here it is. This is my start. Um, Miss Donna was picking at me at Bee Retreat because I talked about my FlossTube, and we were talking about how when stitchers do whip parades and they don't have a lot of stitching done, she doesn't like that. You know, her thing is she wants a lot of stitches. So she says if there's 10 stitches on there, don't show it. But here it is. Actually, I think I've got about 100 stitches there. I don't know. I haven't counted. But it's a small start. But I did want to show it. I am stitching this on, I've got my paper here, sorry. This is an 18 count Ada. It's Fabrics by Stephanie, and the color is Cascade. It's got like a bluish type color. I don't know if you can see that. It is the mottled. And so the reason I use this color fabric is because I don't want to stitch the background. You see all that green background? I'm not stitching that. I'm just stitching the gnome. And that was an idea that I got from Laura, who is stitching by the shore. She stitches these gnomes. And this is the reason why I stitched this gnome, because, and I bought these gnomes because I see it on Laura's channel, and they're beautiful. I like them. They're cute. They're just cute gnomes. And so I wanted to stitch them. And I like her idea of not stitching the background and rather just getting a fabric that kind of matches the color of the background and then stitching the gnomes. So that's my plan with these gnomes. But I actually, and then I am stitching these with Sullivan's. So and I actually went, and I'll talk about my haul here, but I went to Crafted Framers earlier this week to kit this up, and I kitted this up with Sullivan's. Sullivan's is kind of like a DMC, but it's a little bit thicker. I like it. I don't mind Sullivan's. My friend Camille told me about Sullivan's, and so I tried it a couple times, and so that's what I did. I kitted it up. I still have to put them in my floss cards, but it's there. So yeah, so that's my gnome. That's my start. Not a whole lot, but it is a start. It is a start for me. You know, a lot of times, some people say, oh, well, you can't call it a whip unless you have 200 stitches. You know what? A start is a start. If I've got 10 stitches on there, it's a start. Maybe not a whip, but it's a start. So that's gnome. This next one that I have here, let me see, make sure I get that in the frame. I hope it's not too dark. I didn't put up my light. But this is 4th of July, Independence Day by Annabella's. I am stitching this on an 18 count Ada Silver Moon. And I am using DMC color. Now this one here, I am using some of the called for colors. And then some I just kind of picked something that was closer to it. This is not a whole lot of start. This I actually started at Bee Retreat. And one thing that I'll tell you, and I think I said this before, is when I go to retreats, I don't stitch a lot. And at Bee Retreat, I didn't stitch a lot. I actually, like this arrow and these things down here, whatever you call these, feathers, I stitched that at home after Bee Retreat. I think at Bee Retreat, I think I've only did this much. So, but I started it. I did a little bit of stitching, but my thing with retreats and being in face-to-face is I like to talk. I am a social butterfly. I don't know. I like to walk around and see what people are stitching. I want to get ideas. Sometimes you see people doing different things, different techniques. It's like, ooh, let me see that again, So that's why I like those. I don't do a whole lot of stitching, but it's okay. I did a little bit of stitching. I started it. This next chart is Patriotic Angel. And this is by the Stitchy Princess. And I am stitching this on an 18 count Ada color hog bristle. And I am using just DMC. I mainly use DMC colors or floss for my stitches. Every once in a while I'll use, Weeks Dye Works or Classic Color Works if something calls it for that. But I am mainly a DMC person. And then now I'm starting to add more Sullivan, which is nice. But I really like this. I did quite a bit of work there. I stitched the word bless, and then I worked on the angel this last time that I worked on this. So it's turning out good. Really like this one. Stitchy Princess is one of my favorites to stitch. She does some really, I don't know, I keep calling it funky because it's not funky. It's just she's got so much going on. but I like her simplicity, and I like just, you know, the little things she does. So I like her stuff. Now this one's actually a restart. So when I started stitching this is Quaker Flag. This is by Vivsters, and I wanted to join their Quaker Flag sale, which was hosted by Dee Dee's Quilting and Craft. And so I kind of used this not only for the sale, but I made this my leap year new start. So the idea of leap year is to start it on leap year and finish it on leap year. My goal was to stitch a block or two a month. Well, that wasn't happening. And it wasn't happening because I did not like the fabric I'd chosen. I had originally had a 28 count even weave by Charles Craft, and it was a tea-dye fabric. Well, I just felt like the fabric wasn't really even. You know, when you stitch on some of these softer fabrics, your stitches get all wonky, and I didn't like it. So when I went to Bee Retreat, I looked for fabric and I that I could use to restart this. And so I bought this fabric. This is an 18 count Ada by Atomic Ranch Fabrics, and the color's Aslan. And I really like how this is looking. Well, when I was showing the ladies the the fabric that I was using, they're looking at it, they're like, wait a minute, that's not even wheat. This is linen. So somehow, now the Charles Craft, I bought it, the original fabric, I bought it at Michael's. But I told the ladies, I said, girls, it was in a tube that said even wheat 28 count by Charles Craft. But it turned out it was linen. So no wonder I didn't like this thing. Like, I've never stitched on linen. I did get quite a bit of it done on there. Hold on, maybe I can, let me get that. Okay, so this is my original start. And apparently this is a linen. You know, so I had gotten some stitching done on it, but I just got to the point where I just didn't like it. I didn't like when I went to cross my stitches, it will pull. So that was a lesson that I learned at retreat, at the Bee Treat. But I went ahead and started it. I don't have a lot of progress done. Will I finish this by the next leap year? I don't know. I really have to get going on this. The other thing that I did is, originally I had charted for the shorter flag. Vivsters has a flag that it was about this much. This time I decided, you know what, I'm just going to get a half a yard of fabric, or a quarter yard. I think it was a quarter yard. And I'm going to stitch the longer one because I really like it. But I do have to get to working on this. So this is actually this has to come out every month if I'm going to make any progress and finish it in 4 years. Can I do it? I don't know. We'll see. So there's that one. This next one I really like. I've done a lot of progress on this one. I actually thought that didn't have enough stitches done. And then I said, well, I need to stitch some more on there because my goal is to at least put 200 stitches on here. And then I realized, well, I stitched on it the week before. And so by the time I got done to what I've got now, I've put in like 600-700 stitches on this. But here is American Eagle. This is by Twin Peak Primitives, and this came out of their 2022 Patriotic Ornament book. And I'm stitching this on a 25 count Lugana Color Potato. I really like that. I am stitching it 2/2. I thought about stitching it 1/1 because I've done some stitching 1/1 on the Lugana and I really like it. But I mean, this is a lot of stitching. It's not a big chart, and I thought, well, I really want it to be big. So So there's that. I'm kind of filling in. I started to outline the eagle here. I want to outline it so then I can just fill it in. I've got all my stars in there. I don't know if you can see it. They're white, so they're kind of coming in as I get that blue stitch in there. So yes, I've got a lot of progress on this. This is going away for the rest of the month because I have to get more stitching done on my other charts. And this last one that I have here, there's not a whole lot of progress, Miss Donna, but it's something. I actually started this at Bee Treat as well. This is this is the typeface series that Fat Quarter Shop does. This is the patriotic version. And so my plan is to stitch all of them. I started with, oh shoot. Sorry, one moment. Okay, so I just had something fall and break. Uh, that's gonna be, I'm gonna talk about that in my life. This something I got at Bee Treat, and it fell and it broke. But anyways, um, where was I? Okay, so I started stitching the this guy. Not a whole lot of progress. You know, one thing that I found weird is I don't know if you can see there. There is black stitching, and I'm thinking, why would you stitch black on black? But I am assuming once I get all that filled in, it's going to pop up just like it does there. So it makes sense. I was kind of hard to stitch, but just kind of wanted to get all that outline done so then I can just go back and start filling in. But I am going to stitch the others, and they're all going to be on the same 16 count Ada black. And I'm just using DMC colors. I am not using, I think this was charted with Classic Colorworks, if I'm not mistaken. I know Fat Quarter Shop does a lot of Classic Colorworks. I am using the DMC conversion because I don't think I need all that variegation. So it should be fine. These are really cute. Okay, so that's, oh, okay, let me show you. I did have a finish. So that's it for my whips. I do want to show you, I did have one finish, and this I had started this. This is a Tiny Modernist. I had started this back in 2022, and I didn't have a lot of progress done. I only had like APPY of July stitched. And so I picked this up in the last couple of weeks and I just finished it. Now the original chart, this is by Tiny Modernist. The original chart just was stitched on a white fabric and then you just had the blue and the red. Well, for some reason I stitched this I selected this country mocha fabric, and so I needed to add a white. And so that's what I did. I added B5200. I did change this chart a little bit. Originally, these flags looking things down here, it was just red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. Of course, I made it red, white, and blue. And then I added this back stitch to kind of make it look like a flag. That was not part of the chart, but I added it on there. I just felt like if I didn't have that on there, it didn't make any sense to me. And then I added some white for the stars or the fireworks. I made the fourth white, and then of course I added white to my flag. So I think this turned out really cute. I really like it. I don't know how I'm going to finish it, but it's going to sit in my finish drawer until I can figure out what to do with it. So that was my only finish I've had so far. And I want to talk about a couple FFOs that I did. So during Bee Treat, one of the things that Miss Peggy, who's the store owner, had suggested her, and I have been talking about, you know, me finishing projects. I don't finish things. I mean, I may frame something, but to make them really pretty and finish them like all you all do, I don't do that. I don't take the time to do that. I don't really know how. So in talking to Miss Peggy, she says, well, hey, bring to a couple of your finished projects and we'll finish them at retreat. And I'll bring materials and she'll show me how to do that. So that's what I did. So I got a one-on-one lesson with another stitcher, Laura. Think her name is Laura. It's mother and daughter. I forget. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. I forget. I don't remember everybody's names, but so the two of us got with Miss Peggy in the back of the room, and Miss Peggy showed us how to do some finishes. So I took a couple. I sent Miss Peggy pictures of the two charts that I had finished, and they're Halloween charts. And so this one I have finished a couple months ago. This is Trick or Treat by Annabella, and this came out of her All Things Halloween chart. It's a little chart part of the whole thing. She's got like 4 or 5 charts in the thing. And so we finished it as a stand-up or flat fold. Now I still have to finish this, and put the little thing down here. We were talking about maybe putting some kind of trim around this or some kind of rag, maybe something. So I still have to add to it, but I wanted to show you what I have. Miss Peggy had this beautiful fabric, and then on the inside we have this piece of fabric. So I learned to do this. Now, I think I've done something like this similar before, um, but this was very simplified. I like how she explained how we did this, and it turned out really cute. I really like it. I love that fabric. So that's one of them. The other one we turned into a blog. And if you can remember, I finished this recently. This is Happy Halloween by Crochet to Go-Go. This is a freebie chart that she has. And I stitched this on a 32 count fabric by Stephanie. I forget what the color is called. But we turned this into a cube. And so we added this black piece of fabric. Just kind of used cork, I guess, not cork board, the board. And so this is very simple to do. I like this. Again, I have to add, we were talking about maybe buying some black beads, or, those round things that you put around, maybe putting some feet at the bottom so it'll stand straight. Just some great ideas that we talked about. And I sat there and I'm like, this is so simple. Why do we make this sound so difficult? The other thing too is that I learned about Aleene's glue. I've heard a lot of stitchers talking about Aleene's glue. I actually invested last year in a small hot glue gun, and I hated that. And I think that's why I never finished, because I'm like, I don't like this hot glue gun thing. We didn't use any hot stuff. We used Aleene's glue to put this together, and I was just, wow. Like, really? Like, this glue just puts all this together and it's good to go. So I am definitely going to hopefully do some more finishing and just kind of get creative. It's just, to me, I don't want to spend a lot of time finishing things. I'd rather be stitching or kitting up, or doing FlossTube videos. To me, the whole finishing thing, I don't know. It hasn't been something that I have gone into. But hopefully now, learning these little bit of lessons, I can maybe start doing some. So yeah. So that's that. Now, one thing I want to talk about is I have some more finishes, but these are special finishes. So several months ago, I had signed up for a class that Miss Peggy was doing at her store, where you learn to turn your cross stitch into cube. And so we had selected any of the Little House Needleworks Petites chart. And so everybody decided which one they wanted to do. Of course, I went with the patriotic because I wanted to do a cube with, just patriotic things. And I had never done a cube, and I thought, oh, okay, well, I can learn how to do this. Well, when I stitched my first set of cubes or blocks, I stitched it on a 28 count Lugana. However, after I got them done, and I can tell in one of my projects that it wasn't really even weave, and I come to find out that that fabric must have been old. It was given to me. I don't know if the fabric was just, it was not even at all. And so when I started to put things together to make a cube, I realized that the stitches was not matching, and so it was going to be kind of wonky. So I decided I'm not going to make a cube out of this. I don't want to make a cube. It's going to be all lopsided. I'm very OCD. I need my stuff to look straight. So I decided to restart it on an Aida fabric. So I am in the process of that. I finished one so far. I still have to make three. That's my travel piece, so it stays in the car. So I restarted it. So, and then I thought, well, what am I going to do with these 4 pieces of blocks that I'm not going to do anything with it? I'm not going to turn them into cubes. People talk about, doing pillows or whatnot. I am not a pillow person, okay? I've always had in my mind that I just don't like cross stitch turned into pillows. Because where are you going to sit it? You have to get a dough bowl or a basket or something. And I'm like, I don't want to do pillows. So when I went to Bee Treat, I took those 4 blocks and I took them to Miss Peggy. I said, Miss Peggy, I'm restitching these on an Aida fabric. I'm going to turn them into a cube. But I have these extra ones. I don't know what to do with them. I said, why don't you take them, finish them any way you want, and just display them in your store? It doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to miss them. Just take them. Here you go. Do what you want with it. Great, fine, perfect. So that was it. Fast forward to this past Tuesday. I told you I went to Crafty Framers. Crafty Framers is in Largo, Florida. It is my LNS, even though it's about 2 hours away. It is my LNS. So I had an appointment in that area, doctor's appointment, and I thought, oh, while I'm in the area, I'm going to stop by Crafty Framers. I wanted to kit up my gnome. That's where I bought my Sullivans and my Huga holiday chart, which I'll show you here shortly. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to go. So I let Miss Peggy know. I said, Miss Peggy, I'm going to come to the store on Tuesday. I want to just kind of kit up these things, maybe buy some things. And so that's what I did. So when I showed up, you guys, she says, well, I have a surprise for you. And I thought, oh, okay. So I went up to the counter. She was so funny. She says, close your eyes and put your hands out. And I'm like, okay, is this going to bite me? Because if it's going to bite me, I'm not putting my hands out. No, it's not going to bite you. She says, it's not going to bite you. It's not slimy. It's none of that. Just put your hands out. I put my hands out and she laid this on top of my hands. I could tell it was a pillow, but I'm like, what is she trying to give me? Because mind you, I'm not thinking about her doing anything with I wasn't even thinking about these charts. It's upside down. She took these pieces that I gave her and made them into pillows. How cute! When I saw this, I thought, oh my gosh, like they're so cute. And so we were talking, I'm like, oh wow, and so it looks great. And so I thought, oh, okay, so you're gonna put them around the store. I said, that's great. She's like, no, they're for you. I made them for you. I thought, what? I said, I don't like pillows. She says, I don't care. You're taking them. But I love these. I've got the other side I'm going to show you. I love these. So this is a very simple, and she loves making pillows. That's one of the things she always tells me, I don't know what, because she's finished a few things of mine, but I've told her, I don't care what you do with it, just don't do pillows. So she just kind of said, you know what, I don't care. I'm making you pillows. So this is one of the ones that she finished. And then she says she's so funny. She likes to pick on me. She says, okay, put your hands out. I got another surprise. And so, of course, I put my hand out. And she says, open your eyes. And it's another pillow. But look at that. I mean, that fabric is So pretty. I mean, I would have never thought to make pillows like this. To me, you make a pillow, you just make something like this, or just put a piece of fabric and that's it. But, her adding, I mean, I know a lot of people do pillows and they do really nice things. It's not my thing. Like, I don't know how to do any of this. So, but she made this pillow. I really like it. Now, of course, she says, okay, put your hands in. I got another surprise. I won't let you guess. Guess what it is. Look at this, you guys. Look at this pillow. And the fact that she put one fabric here, so the back and the half is the same. And then put a different color fabric here, and then put this little record. That is so cute. These turned out so cute. And then the last one, I think this last one is my favorite, just because I am all gung-ho patriotic. But look at this. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? I love what she did with these pillows. Miss Peggy, thank you so much. I have to find where I'm going to put him because I'm going to take him to work. But I will tell you one idea that she gave me that I like and I think I'm going to do. Rather than do the dobo, she says, why don't you take ribbon and just pin ribbon on the back and have a piece of ribbon coming down and then just hang them. And I thought, wow, that's awesome. So that's, I think, what I'm going to do to finish these. I think I'm going to pin a ribbon on the back and have them all tied together, kind of like a bell pull. Tie them together, and then I can hang them on the side of my bookshelf in my office. Now, if you've been watching me for a while, I take all my finished things to work. I have a big bookshelf where all I have on there is my cross-stitch things. So my plan is to find nice red, white, and blue ribbon, pin them together, and then hang them on the side of my bookshelf. How awesome is that? Just the simple things. I'm all about simple, but I don't think about stuff like that. So Miss Peggy, I know you don't watch me, but if anybody's watching that knows Miss Peggy, she is an amazing lady, and those ladies that work with her and are there at the store, they're amazing. Thank you so much. Good things to come. Um, it's one thing that, good deeds don't go unnoticed, and Miss Peggy, she'll be taken care of. So those are some finishes that I've had. Um, that's pretty much it. I wanted to show that. Now, I am going to go into my little bit of haul now and talk a little bit about the things that I got at Be Treat. So if this is all you wanted to see was my stitchy stuff, my FOs, thank you for watching me. Hopefully you'll come back and see what I have for you. I should record in the next couple of weeks. I tried to record the middle of the month and the end or beginning of the month. Okay. But that's all I have for WITS. I am going to talk about Be Treat. I'm going to kind of mention a little bit about my plans coming up. And then if you want to see the Hygge holiday, if you have not heard of it, which I'm sure you've all heard of it because it's all over Facebook and all over Instagram. So I'll talk a little bit about that. Let me talk about my haul real quick. Like I said, I did go to Crafty Framers and purchase and to kit up my Hygge holiday. If you have not seen it, give me 1 second. Let me take this out. Okay, this is Hygge holiday. Now we had to learn how to say this because Hygge, I would have said Higgy holiday or something like that. But it is Hygge holiday, and Miss Kathy Haberman of Hands on Design, she does a video on explaining what this is, why she came about with this, and where the Hygge holiday came from. So if you've not watched it, go watch her, and she can tell you about this. But this is such a cute chart. She provides 4 color palettes for you to stitch this. I am going to stitch it on the blue, which is what's on the design or on the model. But that's not all that comes with that chart. You also get 5 ornaments. And so she takes pieces of the ornaments or the chart and added some little things on there. And the ornaments are stitched in the other colorways too. So that's my plan. I actually, when I kitted this up, I actually bought all the floss colors for all the colors, the colorways, because I do want to stitch them in the different colors. So that's what Hygge Ha. I was trying to see if there was any other pictures. There are, but there's charts on them, so I can't show you. So check it out. Like I said, the stitch-along starts today. Nicole Spohr, she is a floss tuber. She is kind of heading this out, the stitch-along. Her latest video, she talks about the chart and the stitch-along. This will run through the end of August. This chart is only available during the stitch-along. At the end of August, I think this chart's going to go in the vault, and Miss Kathy may not make it available again until next year. So if you want to get a hold of this, buy it now, get it started. I won't finish this by the end of August. I will definitely start it. I won't finish it. I don't keep up with stitch-alongs. I'm more of a start-along. But this is going to be great. And I'm excited because my friend Deborah, I told her about this and she went right in and purchased it. And so her and I are going to stitch this together. So it's great. It's always great when you can stitch with friends. And I'm happy that Miss Deborah is going to be stitching this with me and we can show progress to each other. It's always fun. Her and I are also doing a long dog stitch together that we started earlier this year, which, by the way, I need to find out how we're doing with that. I haven't stitched on that in a while, Miss Deborah, but this is going to be awesome. So I've got that. I also kitted that up with the Sullivans. So I've got all my colors here. Lots of neutrals and some blues in there. And some reds, but lots of neutrals. Very neutral. I really like it. And then I am going to stitch this on a 16 count. So the chart is called for 16 count Ada or 32 count, what's it called? 32 count Antique White Belfast, or you can do it on Ada, 16 count Ada. So I decided to go with the Ada, and I got this color called Vanilla Cream. It's by Atomic Ranch, and I actually bought a big piece. I got a half a yard because I am going to not only stitch. This is a cute. It's a neutral. It's a white, but it's very creamy, vanilla cream. I really like it. But this should be enough for me to stitch the sampler with all the ornaments and probably have extra. So that's my plan. Like I said, I'll be starting this tonight. I have to cut my pieces off. I don't leave all this fabric when I stitch. I will cut it down to size. I think for the 16 count, I think I just need like a 12 by 12 piece. So I will cut it out. I usually leave 2 inches on each side for finishing. But yeah, but I'll get that started today. So I'm excited about that. One thing that I did buy at Miss Peggy's at Crafty Framers is, when you go to these stores and you see these models on the wall, you don't think that, if you see a chart, you're like, I'm not going to stitch this. Well, this chart, she has this model behind her counter. And this is an exclusive design. The color is an exclusive design for Crafty Framers. This is called Colorful Cats by Kitty Me Designs. I've never heard of them, but she has a bunch of different, they've got kitties and bunnies and different animals. So this one, I saw this one, of course, behind her counter, and I've really liked it. I like the colors. I like the funkiness of it. A lot of people don't like it, but I thought, I've seen someone actually stitch a similar one, and I thought, I need to buy one. So I went ahead and bought this. I did not kit it up. This is stitch on DMC color, and then it's on a 28 count Lugana. So I will probably stitch this on a 20. I really like the 25 count potato. I know that's one of Beth, the Steadfast Stitcher's favorite fabric, and since I started using it, I really like it. I will probably stitch this on a 25 count 1/1, but we'll see. But it's going in my stash. So I purchased that there, and then I was talking to Miss Peggy about some of the, Laura the Steadfast, or not Steadfast, Laura Stitching by the Shore. She does the trading card exchange, and I didn't participate in the summertime, but hopefully when she does it again, I will participate. But if you want information about that, please go watch Laura, the Stitching by the Shore. But Miss Peggy, I was telling Miss Peggy about some of the things that I do with that, and she says, "Oh, well, have you heard of Franny Ritter Designs?" And I said, "No, I have not." And so she gave me some of these little charts. These will be perfect. Maybe I should put them on a piece of board. Hold one moment. Okay, so these are small charts that she created. And these are like 20 by 20, 23 by 20. They're not that big. And I thought, well, how cute. So I got a few of those just to put them in my stash, excuse me. So maybe I can use them for the trading cards. And I was explaining to her, a lot of what we do is, Laura tells you, you don't have to buy little things like that. Take an element out of a chart and stitch that. But she gave these to me, and I thought, oh, these are so cute. I'm going to definitely put these in my stash for those trading cards. So I had that. So, oh, I just realized my daughter has to be at work in 45 minutes, and I'm sitting here running my mouth. Okay, I'm going to try to hurry up. I don't know if I pause it and I leave it like that, if it'll stay paused or if it'll just poof, go away. I don't know. But anyways, so that was all my haul for Crafty Framers. Not a whole lot of haul. But yeah, it was fun. I like shopping at the cross stitch store. A couple of things that I wanted to show you. I don't know if I've shown this. I am part of the Tiny Modernist Patreon. I was part of Teresa Koget's Patreon as well, but she puts out so many charts, and I'm just collecting so many that I just had to stop that for now. But I am keeping Tiny Modernist because I really like Tiny Modernist. She's also one of my favorite stitchers. But she puts out one chart out of a month. In the last couple months, she's put this one out, which is really cute. Janet Jabber, she's stitching this, and it's really cute. I have not started this. But I just wanted to show that. I don't know if I did before. This next one, I think this is her July one. It's called Llama Berry Farm. Really cute. I don't have any of these kitted. I'm just collecting them. And then when I just kind of decide to, I'll stitch it. And then this is Cat in the Flowers. Now, I have a cat. This is really cute. I have a cat. He's an orange tabby. I think if I were to stitch this, I'm going to probably try to find either a variegated orange or try to figure out how to stitch the color of my cat on here, because it will only make sense, Nothing wrong with the white cat, but I thought if I'm going to stitch a cat, I want it to be the color of my cat. So that's that. So I just wanted to show those. If you're not part of her Patreon, like I said, she does some really cute things, and it's inexpensive. Okay, so let me look through my list and see if there's anything else that I've missed. No, I think that's it. I am going to show what I had at Bee Retreat. One thing I wanted to mention, I talked about this in the last one, Stitch the Summer Olympics. That's coming up starting July 26th. If you want information on that, follow Naptime Stitcher. Go to the Naptime Stitcher on Instagram and you can get the prompts. What she does is she gives you a prompt for each day and then you decide what whip you want to use for that or which cross stitch chart you want to start. So that's on my plans for the rest of this month. I'm going to still continue stitching my patriotic. I did incorporate some in patriotic on there for the last couple of days of the month. So that's really my plans. Now, as far as bee retreat, you know, not bee retreats, bee treat. They do it at this campground and I felt like I was going to girls' camp. Um, we stayed in cabins. They were great. It was so nice. I wish I knew how to um, put pictures in my video. I forget what it's called. Um, I wish I knew how to put pictures in my videos because I took pictures of my cabin because I was just so surprised how nice this place was. And I had in each cabin, you had 4 rooms. Now, some of the cabins had twin beds in the room, so you can have up to 8 stitchers in a room. And then they had a couple cabins that had queen size bed in the room. I paid extra to have a queen size bed because I am just the type that I don't mind sharing with others, but sharing with strangers is one thing. But I like my privacy. But these cabins were so cute. And my cabin was kind of off to in the woods. It took me like 5 minutes to walk to the road. Okay, maybe not that much. It was like 150 feet off the road. But it was really nice and it was really cute because, there's 4 doors. You don't know which one's yours. And you're walking, you walk in the little hall and then you see this little sign. And then this sign was on the door to let me know that that was my room. And I thought, how cute is, oops. I tell you, Miss Peggy, she does some really great planning and whoever helps her with that. But how cute is that? Look at that. So I had that on my door. Of course, I had to take it home with me. I had that on my door. So you walk in your door and the rooms were really pretty. And then they had like a tall 4-drawer dresser. And on the table, they had this jar. And it says Bee Tree. I don't know if you can see it. It's in Bee Tree 2024. Now I've turned this into an ort jar, but inside this jar there was one of those little lights that you can buy at the store and it's battery operated and it had it on and it was sitting on the desk and it was sitting with this next to it. Now how cute is that, you guys? Look at that. Look at this little bee. So you walk in, so it was really nice. It was homey, and you had that. You had the light going, which this was great because it was so dark in this cabin. When you turn all the lights off, you're in the woods. It was so dark. So this was great. I left it on for a little bit, just kind of used it as a night light. Of course, I turned it off after a while, but this is so cute. So I've turned this into a little ort jar. I don't really do ort jars. I thought, well, I'm going to try this and see what it does. Maybe I can fill this up with orts. So I had that. Now, one thing that she did give me, this was actually a gift. Oh, and then we had one of the stitchers. She made these pins, really cute pins, and gave them out to everyone. Look how nice that is. It's got a little bee hanging there. And so we got that one of the days, and it's just like a counting pin. But Miss Peggy also had this extra thing, this is what I dropped earlier, and I broke it. I'm so mad. Maybe I can glue it together and fix it. I don't know. But this was something that the Stitchers got last year at Bee Treat, and she had a couple extra ones, and she thought she'd share it with me. It's like a little pin cushion. Look at that. It's got a little pin on the side. But you guys, look, I broke this thing. It fell down and it broke. But it's got this little, it's a hard little bee thing, but it's a pin cushion. But I just thought this was so cute, and I'm so mad that I broke this. You know, I probably can glue it together, but it's going to have the buttons hanging out. It's going to... But yeah, it shattered. It was sitting right here so I can show it. It shattered all over my floor, which I need to pick it up because my cat's going to come around. And I don't want him to get it all over himself. So, Bee Treat was amazing. I loved hanging out with those ladies. Really, it was like camp. You know, we were fed. You know, the lodging was included, the food was included. We were fed breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so you kind of go into this little chow hall, and it was buffet style. And so every day was a different meal. But you know, we had times. There was two other groups there. There was a church group, like two other church groups there. So they kind of stagger the lunch. You know, every 45 minutes a group goes in. So we were given time, which that to me was the hardest because normally I don't eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner at a specific time. Sometimes I don't eat breakfast until 11 o'clock in the morning. So when we were told that breakfast was at 8 o'clock, and I thought, oh, okay, well, I can eat breakfast. So you eat breakfast, you know, and you're in the chow hall for maybe 30, 40 minutes, chit-chat, you're eating. Great food. I mean, the food was amazing. Um, and so then you go back to the stitching room, you stitch, and then before you notice lunchtime, it's like, ah. And then we had a table in the back full of snacks. Not going to say junk, snacks. So not only were you eating in a time frame, you were also snacking in between. And by lunchtime, I'm like, I'm not even hungry. Dinner time, I'm not hungry, but the food was good. The facilities was really nice. And just hanging out, we had about 40 ladies there, and it was just really fun. Had a great time, lots of laughs. Like I said, I was more of a social butterfly. But you know what's neat is we had people that don't stitch that were there. We had a couple ladies in the back that were doing embroidery. We had somebody doing crochet, knitting, and she finished a couple things there which were beautiful. So you know, these retreats are not just for cross stitchers. You know, come in, bring your crafts. And so there was a variety of different things, but it was nice seeing what other people stitch. It was just, I loved it. I really loved it. I don't know or don't think that they're going to continue to do the bee treat. Miss Peggy did announce at the retreat that, you know, with them, you know, with her husband does all the framing, and he's getting up there in age. It's getting too much. You know, the cost to have a store is getting to be too much. So we don't know what's going to happen. I really hope that they don't lose this store. I really hope that they don't have to sell. It's a great store to go to. The their Peggy, Rick, Miss Anna, who works for them, she does the framing. She does beautiful work. You know, they're great people. And, you know, we need to support our local stores. You know, it's like Miss Peggy was saying, you know, when you buy online, you know, you're taking away from the business of these local stores. So, and I know there's times where you have to buy things online. But I try to get to the store once a month. I've been kind of slack, just been busy. And I told Miss Peggy I do want to come back again, you know, even if I can just drive there once a month on a Saturday and stitch with the ladies. She is going to have a fast retreat in October, which I'm looking forward to that. And I'll talk a little bit about that later, or in another video as we get closer, because that's in October. So yeah, so it was great. I loved it. I had a lot of fun. I just got to meet a lot of great people. We had a couple ladies there from Texas. Um, Great people, just great ladies. Um, I keep saying ladies. We did have a gentleman there. Him and his wife. They actually were in my cabin. He was there with his wife, and they both stitched. Great, just great people. And it's hard to find groups like that where you just kind of all just get along. Um, just so kind. Okay, I've been talking for almost an hour. I got about 15 seconds. It'll be an hour. I know this was a long video, but thank you for hanging out. I just had all this stuff to show. Perfect timing. It's almost 11:30. I got to get my daughter to work. Um, Hopefully, maybe if you're watching this on Friday afternoon, come to Midsummer Stitch. Maybe you'll find me there. Say hello. I love to talk to people. If you haven't figured it out yet. What's so funny is I'm really shy. I'm really shy. But sometimes, you go to the events and people are just kind of sitting around and they're kind of quiet. And I just feel like, okay, we got to get this party going. Okay, let's get it. Okay, so sometimes I can get a little woo out there. But I love it. I just love it. I just love, giving people attention and, hey, what are you doing? Let's be a cheerleader. So Come, come join us. Okay, I'm going to shut up now. I really have to go. Thank you for watching me. Thank you, thank you, thank you for watching me. If you have any questions, comment below. My email is also in the description box. You can follow me on Instagram, message me on Instagram. I am on Facebook, but I don't post on Facebook on my Facebook page. I am mainly on Facebook to join in groups, cross stitch groups, and then I post things on groups. So if you have any questions, let me know. Let's talk. All right, I'm gonna go. Have a good afternoon, good evening, good day, whatever day you're watching, time of day. Just keep stitching and bye. Okay, bye. I don't know what else to say. Bye.